Tampa Bay Buccaneers are moving on to the Super Bowl after beating the Green Bay Packers 31-26. And Tom Brady was great in this game. He came out of the gate red hot and got the Buccaneers out to an early lead. So that was big for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because, they had confidence after taking a lead and realizing that they could go toe-to-toe with the Green Bay Packers and get the best of them. Brady played with a spark. He was making throws all over the field. It was bombs away Brady to start this football game. And, to not have to wait to get the offense going until like the second half or something like that, obviously that's big because when you come out clicking, you get some points right away. You take a little bit of pressure off yourself by putting yourself in a more favorable situation. That's what Tom Brady was able to do. And Tom Brady's, out in front of a lot of these plays. And it's actually his wide receivers that are a step behind the play. He's putting the Buccaneers offense in all these favorable situations because he's getting the ball right to his receiver right when, the rhythm and timing of the play says the ball has to arrive. And a lot of times it's the receivers who aren't whipping around their heads fast enough and making the catches. And Tampa Bay's leaving some plays on the table because, Chris Godwin had a drop, Mike Evans had a drop. If they can make those plays, then there's a chance that they'll bring home the Vince Lombardi trophy in the Super Bowl because, they're more explosive when they can, complete those big plays down the field. And, Chris Godwin in his defense stepped up and actually had a huge game. Antonio Brown wasn't available. Chris Godwin went over 100 yards. So he did have that drop, but he was able to bounce back and have a big game and be reliable for Tom Brady when he needed, Godwin to be. So that was big. Scotty Miller stepped up, caught a touchdown. Mike Evans had a touchdown as well. So the plays came for the Buccaneers, despite the fact that they were going up against a tough defensive front with Kenny Clark, who played well. Jair Alexander had a couple picks for the Packers. But, the Buccaneers were out in front, and they had enough of a lead to be able to survive this game on the road in Green Bay, which isn't easy to do. And how about the guys on the defensive side of the ball for the Buccaneers? Guys like Jason Pierre-Paul. And there's a pattern with Jason Pierre-Paul. He had success in New York. He's having success in Tampa Bay, and it's because Jason Pierre-Paul is a dog. He's like the final boss in a video game. You got to go through 5 levels to get to Jason Pierre-Paul, and then he beats you every time. He's just so good at getting after it. He made Aaron Rodgers' day very tough in this football game, had a couple sacks in the first half and set the tone early for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then in the second half, it was Shaquille Barrett. He had some really good rushes, was timing his snap very well, just came up with some clutch sacks in that second half to get the Buccaneers defense off the field and not, let the Packers back into the football game. Sean Murphy-Bunting had another interception, so he is still having a red-hot playoff run. He's just making plays. He's jumping on all these routes, coming up with big turnovers for the Buccaneers defense. Todd Bowles loves that. Great job by him. And, Sue's another guy like Jason Pierre-Paul. He went to a Super Bowl with the Rams. Now he's going to a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. So obviously that's big when you pair him up with Jason Pierre-Paul. And then Vita Vea comes back, and he's just getting interior pressure all night long in this game. That was collapse in the pocket for Aaron Rodgers. Led to, a sack with Shaquille Barrett on one play in that second half. So just a big night from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady's going on to his 10th Super Bowl. This one has to be special for Tom Brady because he's showing that he can do it on his own without Bill Belichick. So just a good night all around for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm John Kuzma. Check out endzoneblog.com.